All right, welcome back. Afraid of the Mark. Another round done and dusted, and we're ready to go have a bit of a chat about a few things that have come out of that one. My name's Dan.
I'm Finn. Happy Easter.
That was a thing too.
Yeah, I'm Chad, and also, happy Easter.
All right. Well, happy Easter then.
Yeah, well,
If that's what we're saying.
it was a significant round. Good Friday.
Oh,
Easter Monday. There's always good games on.
What do you
Always.
think? Eggs, a rabbit that delivers eggs makes more sense than the first round of the season, or less?
Was that a digger opening round
I
there?
think it was,
'cause I think
yeah.
if you told the CEO of the AFL that chocolate eggs came from rabbits, I think he would half agree with you. Just based on some of the logic we've gotten in this year.
Shots at Andrew Dillon. Someone needs to kill cop shots the whole time.
Yeah, he did.
You know, it's really shit talk, Dylan. I think it's only fair that we start, really.
Yeah, 100%. There's a few people we can shit talk.
He's had long enough now of the grace period.
Yeah.
His
So,
honeymoon period's over.
Oh,
so
100%. But
let's
as
dig
it goes
in.
for the round of footy, usually we just delve into light topics or whatever. But I just want to, retract to what was an absurd round of football.
Absurd.
Mm.
Absurd.
Literally the strangest thing I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this because I got one tip, two tips, however many tips I got, which was less than three.
I think it was two. Yeah.
I
Less
think we
than
got
three.
through, yeah.
Is it a few's more than two, less than three? Is that the rule for a few? I got a few tips.
Well, yeah.
Or two
no.
is no, it's a couple. Then
Two's a
several,
couple, yeah.
Yeah, but one was 2 points, all right?
Well, two is what you get for throwing cardboard.
So then
But we
it
won't.
would
We won't. We're not going to go
Shut up,
segue
right?
yet.
All right, I got two tips. Don't hold it against me.
You
But
did.
I also witnessed the worst football game of my life.
I think I know.
We-
I know. I think it was. Was it?
You're talking about. You
City
go.
And
Check.
it didn't involve any of the bottom teams. That's what's so mental about it.
No, it's two of the top 8 teams. Scarily
Or
enough.
two of the
yeah.
top teams, really.
One of the powerhouses and the
Ba-
Giants.
the bang bang teams.
The bang bang.
As I said to you during the weekend, I thought that they'd obviously knew that they're full of firepower, so they'll try play defensively, and they both had the exact same game plan.
Defend.
It was horrid. Real sad to see the Giants lose one.
Yeah.
It was the skill level was deplorable. Like
Yeah, well, like it was windy, it was rainy. Don't get me wrong, but like what was funny is when the rain came in, Adelaide improved. Giants just couldn't. They, for all the domination they had to get the ball forward, they couldn't do anything. They just sucked. So I just wanted to make a note about how terrible that was, and if that either you support either of those teams, well, it sucked in. Your game sucked, my game didn't, and I still lost.
it was
Our-
like
our
an out
game
of
was
body.
good.
It was an out of body experience. I was like, what am I watching?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you weren't watching AFL.
Football. Yeah.
No, well, the Waffle team could have. Pill Thunder could have done better than that.
Well, Will Brody plays for him, of course.
And 5.
Yeah, and 5.
Somebody else I can't.
No, not 5. 5's
Nah.
injured again, isn't
Yeah, he's. I've seen the injury manager, the list manager for Freo saying that they're concerned he might be at the end of his end of the road.
he? No way.
Colour me shocked.
Yeah.
But I mean, every time he's come back from injury, he's come back great. So
But he lasts like
Credit
10,
to-
10 weeks and then he's off
credit to
again.
the legend. Yeah, he just.
Poor bloke.
I don't think he's recovered.
No. I think there was a few sort of shockers. I didn't expect Brisbane to go down the way as much as they did either.
Well, look, I have to. At first, I thought that, and then I looked at it and look who's at the top of the ladder.
Yeah, Collingwood are
Yeah.
there, but so are Brisbane.
Yeah, but look, it's not like they got beaten by someone who
I think
After-
Brisbane were actually top of the ladder going into
they
that
were.
game.
After Collingwood's
they just
opening round. You immediately go, oh, belted, they're done. Thank fuck.
Yeah,
From there, they've
been good, but
unstoppable actually. So
I was pretty set in the thought that Brisbane had just put the foot on the throat when they needed to with any team, and
Brizzy almost
They-
lost to West Coast.
I don't know.
It's the wake up call they needed.
And they've been coming from behind pretty much most matches, and there's teams
and
that aren't going to let them do that.
Yeah, and you got to
That's true.
remember that they're coming off a flag win,
Mm,
and they've lost one game.
yeah,
And Danaher.
and
And Danaher, and they've lost. They've got really. They haven't replaced them, but they've lost one game coming off a flag win. So that says a lot about them. They probably needed that loss.
Are they-
Straighten things out, train a bit harder.
Are the social media trolls starting to affect them, their game, their heads? Maybe because Lockie Neal was quite upset.
he was. He's
Yeah.
had a bit of a rant about that this week about
About what?
Social
social
media
media
and
and
trolls and
Oh, that was because of what was aimed at Willie though, wasn't it? That's what.
Oh, I thought it was more generalised than just that.
Might-
I think.
No, I think what set that off was what Willie had copped during the week, and he was just like a fuck.
Like
Right,
an
I thought,
extension of
yeah.
that conversation.
We're just sick.
Okay.
We're just sick of seeing it. You know, like,
Yeah, fair.
Lockie Neal doesn't sound like the kind of person who would ever give a fuck what anyone thinks of him. Like,
No.
No, but I mean, like
he
we
can fucking go hook up with Sheila's in America and still come out and win a premiership. So like it's
well, that would probably make me feel better. We'd play better.
because we're forgetting that that's what they did last pre-season. Then just fucking all that happened and they still went on to win it. Like don't think anyone in that team fucks about what the people are saying.
Do you know what, that's a
fair.
pre-season camp if I've ever heard one.
Yeah.
A good one.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So like it's I think it was just an extension.
Yeah, fair.
But you gotta drop one. I'm not surprised.
Oops.
I tipped Brizzy, and then in hindsight, I was like, it's
Why
kind of
have I done
writing
it?
was on the wall. I just
Yeah.
got in the tunnel vision that like
Busy.
Collingwood lost.
Yeah, okay.
Collingwood suck again, but
They do not.
they do not.
No.
Their
Nick
forward
Dacos-
line is functioning nicely now, so they're just
Yeah.
they're going along smoothly.
Yeah,
on
they're
Collingwood.
just slapping pieces on the board, and again, great coach. Craig McRae is just that fucking good.
Nick Dacos is fast as fuck.
Yeah,
Possibly the fastest man alive.
fastest.
Actually,
no,
that's not true.
Gaut's fastest.
Yeah. And who
Did you see the?
fucking Tom Liberatore chasing down Brad Hill
Yeah,
on the
that
wing
one,
too. Fastest man alive.
Did you see the Gout thing at the stall gift they did the last couple of days?
No.
So stall gift like is a race where you stagger everyone.
Oh
with
yeah,
the
I did
handicap.
see that. Yeah.
Did you see him run it?
I saw a top-down view of him.
Yeah, they filmed it right. So he's all the way back there
Yeah.
based on his handicap.
Yeah.
And he beat them by his handicap.
Yeah.
distance.
Fucking wild.
And they're like, oh, maybe you should have started in the parking lot.
Yeah.
It was
Wild.
unreal.
I'd never heard of
Fast.
that guy until
He's
like
just a young
this
kid,
week.
he is. He's
Yeah.
Well, Liberatore.
No.
His dad used to play.
I don't know if you're serious or not.
Of course he's not.
Yeah.
That's what's so good about it.
It's hard 'cause when the Oz kickers come on. It's hard. You can't tell if he stays on or if he runs off. Yeah, him and Caleb Daniel used to fill in when they
Sneak
were.
in there for some extra touch.
Yeah, if some of the kids called in sick for the game, they would jump in at
He's not
halftime.
small.
He's not tall. Never
he's
short.
He's like 6 foot.
He's not. 6
I'm gonna
foot.
find out.
He's gonna find out anyway.
If you're not
But
six, if you're under 6 foot, you're
whilst,
not a threat.
whilst we're talking about that, Doggy's looking sensational. Real sad about Sam Darcy. Fortunately, not ACL.
Not an ACL.
We'll
Yeah.
see him again this year, which is great news.
Hmm.
But on the Western Bulldogs, I'll just jump straight into my first topic. Right,
Before you do, 1.84 meters, exactly 6 feet, as you were.
so
it's
he's,
actually
he's
more. It's actually more than 6.
so he's 6 foot on the head.
182.5 is 6 foot. So
Well, on
He's
the picture
15
here
mil.
it says 182, but then in the writing it says 184, and then says 6.0 feet in bracket.
Yeah, but it's like your Tinder profile. Everybody.
But it also includes a weight, and they're not allowed to do that anymore.
Are they fat shaming?
Fatty
fat
boys.
shaming.
Marcus Bontempelli. Now,
Not the
there's-
fastest man alive,
No,
but a very good
but
footballer.
a very good footballer. Now, there's been a couple of stories, all from the
I'm not
same
sorry for that.
newspaper.
Yeah.
The West is the worst media outlet in footy. I'm fucking so over them, but they give us juicy shit like this because they're all not very bright. So the West is reporting that the Eagles are going hard for Bont. His missus is Tyres WA. They spent summer over here, trained at West Coast, I believe. Pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure he was training with them. I did see something about that in the off season. Didn't pay much attention of it because whatever you help.
Well, he might as well be their captain. at
You
this
help
point.
other you help other players out, but so that had a bit of merit to it, right? Okay, maybe that's the case. They spent a bit of time here. Maybe they like it. He's got enough from playing at the Dogs outside of premiership. What more get? Maybe it's time for his partner to have a crack at it. Which I thought there's something West Coast needs to be doing. And then not even 12 hours later, the West Australian reported that Marcus Bontempelli is likely going to Collingwood.
Going to Collingwood, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Likely going to
Western
Collingwood.
Bulldogs captain Marcus Bontempelli trains at West Coast Eagles
Yeah,
HQ
I thought
on New Year's Eve.
I'm pretty
Wow.
sure I'd seen it. Yeah, the club let
With
him.
the players though, or by
No,
himself?
they just let him use the facilities.
So-
Like it
and,
was
and
just-
other Western Bulldogs players.
Yeah, like they were over here, and the club just said you're welcome to use our facilities. I think it's very good sportsmanship off season. No one's there, you know.
I was watching another pod.
Look at him. He fucking.
Rivalry.
It's
I was
war.
watching.
You don't.
It's fucking war.
Well,
Mate, do you think the Nazis trained with the
they're
Americans?
not training there. They're just saying you can use our gym. Go for a run on our oval. Feel free to put our bibs on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and did the SS soldiers get to train at the American barracks? I don't think so.
I was watching another pod, and there was a young player
Fucking
talking.
you and war.
He loves it, doesn't he? A young player talking about how he'd gone back to South Australia, and there was a whole group of them that trained together, all from different clubs, all
'cause
doing
they're-
their running programs together in the off season and
Yeah,
shit like that.
if you're on break and you're with other professionals in the same area, surely you would take advantage of that.
Oh, I'm sure Sam Mitchell lets everybody train at the Hawks.
Yeah.
Go for a coffee while you're
Well,
in.
hey,
mate.
He's
this
eyeballing
could-
all of
this
these
could-
sessions,
this could
having
be
full
the reverse
conversations.
story right now. This could be the West Coast going.
Let's have a bit of the bond.
and Bont's seen the facilities and what they got to offer, and it's probably 1,000 times better than what the Dogs have.
Oh, Foot's great. Yeah, it's a shithole.
Yeah, like he's
possibly.
probably walked in there and gone, "Wow, this is a real footy club." So, but I just thought it was very amusing that the West Australian, not even 12 hours later, reported that he's
He's going to Collingwood.
definitely going to
instead.
Collingwood, and he's
Yeah.
already had meetings with him. He's got another meeting coming up, and
Yeah.
it's like,
It's like, all their full forwards play as well, and they
it's
train
like,
consistently.
Do you guys talk across your desks?
Yeah,
or-
yeah, yeah. They're just throwing out hooks, man.
Oh,
They'll
they-
fucking try and catch whatever they can.
Well, we just laugh at.
Yeah.
Anyone from the West, you're terrible journalists. We're better, and
Terrible.
we'd
We fact check. That's the
yeah,
big part.
yeah, and we're smart. SMRT.
No, but I got a cert 4. I'm learned. Thank you.
Cert 3.
I got
maybe.
2 of them, yeah. I got 2 of them. I mean, fuck all. Not worth the paper they're written on.
Still
Not
some-
when you work for the RTO and they're keen to sign you off. They're like, just write this.
Well, it's like the
Okay,
senior
cool.
it's impossible to fail a senior first aid course. Like
No, it's not.
I've seen some pretty scary people pass those.
I have seen people fail them.
Really?
Yeah.
How bad do you have to be to fail? Just
Well,
not
if you
rock
spend
up?
60 minutes
Dumb as
and
a
you still
post.
can't work out how to do 30 chest compressions,
The doctor's ABC, isn't it? That's
yeah,
what it is now.
it's like
That's
if
got a
you-
D on the end actually. No?
Does it?
Yeah.
defibrillate. Bzzz.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or double the danger.
Yeah. Danger.
I don't know why I
again.
did that. It was
Don't know
weird.
why you looked at me.
Wrong podcast.
Yeah. Save
Was
that,
was
save
your
that for the
furry-
OnlyFans.
Your furry one, mate.
Yeah. Oh, too good.
Which, if you take one of your earrings out, we might believe you.
Which one's the which? Oh, I can't say
It
that on
changed.
there anymore.
It changed. It used to be one, and then it was the other one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What does the two mean?
I think
anything now,
once
or-
Elton just took the power away from that, and they all
Mate.
started doing what? Oh, we'll just do the opposite of Elton. So
Elton's
he's like,
the man.
I'll just change my fucking ear then, boy.
Elton's the man.
Yeah, he is the man.
Great voice.
Great boy.
Just a funny bloke.
Yeah.
Just a legitimately hilarious man.
Yeah.
So on that free agency thing, it opens up the door.
Yeah. But there's a lot that would have to happen for that to happen. And a lot that would have to not happen too. Because I don't think you could get Chad Warner and
Why not?
Bontempelli. Well, I suppose if Oscar goes, Harley goes. You get all
Harley
the
won't
picks.
go. If
I
those
don't
two
think
are
he will.
coming in, there's no way he'd be leaving.
I don't think Harley will go.
And I'll speak across the comp right now, but what I mean is free agency this year is going to be red hot, right? And clubs are going to be drumming up contract offers to their players to get high-end compo picks because the draft is comp.
Yeah.
It's very much almost
But
comp.
everybody wants to get all of their moves made
Now.
in the next 2 years
Correct.
before they're
Correct.
double
So
compromised.
if I'm the Western Bulldogs, right, and I'm sitting there and you got Marcus Bontempelli's unrestricted free agent, right?
They don't even have to trade for him. They
No, and they don't for Warner either. If Sydney don't match the bid because he's unrestricted, right? So I'll get to that. But if you're Western Bulldogs and you're playing the way you are right now, and you've just played all your games before Bont came in like that, you're seeing a future beyond Marcus Bontempelli, right?
Yeah.
You're going, hey, we've got a lot of young guys here who are filling the void. Okay, they're not game winners like Bont is, but we're covering him, right? And these guys are going to get better because they're young, right? This is what they're looking at.
Yeah.
Best thing that happened to them was seeing him miss 5 games, right? Because
But then also seeing him come back and have 30 touches, kick 2 goals, and
Correct.
be a contested beast.
Yeah,
Like, he's still
he's-
got it,
Of
but
course
they
he
don't
is,
need
if
him.
he's there, but they don't need him,
Yeah.
right? So they look at that, and the West Coast are knocking on the door, and they say, "Yeah, we're going to offer you 5-year contract, 1 point." Right?
For a 29-year-old.
Just
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
just putting a number in the air, right? Now he would
Dependable.
probably be front loaded if they did. It would be like 1.5 for 3, and then 800. Something like that. That's what it would be. But I'd say they're going to offer him 5 million. right? Or 6 mil over 5, whatever it's going to be. I've just been hypothetical. The Dogs are going to go, fuck yeah, that's a first rounder.
Mm-hmm.
Away you go. We're
Nice
not going to
knowing
try.
you, yeah.
We're not going to offer you a bigger one. We love you.
Go get it. Yeah.
Go make the money for the end of your career. We appreciate.
Well, this
it.
is the thing, right? He will always be a legend at the Western Bulldog, like
He's the
forever and
greatest
ever, no
fucking
matter what he
greatest
does.
player they've ever seen.
Yeah.
Was he the captain when they won the Prem? No, Bob was, wasn't he?
Boyd was, and the media killed.
Who
Tom
was
Boyd.
the actual captain on the day? Because Bob didn't play, did he?
Yeah, Boyd captain.
Oh, Boyd.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah. Boyd.
Yeah, but why would you leave the Bulldogs when you can get paid $750,000 a year and you can go clubbing? Like, why would you leave?
Who, Tom Boyd?
No, Bonton. Like,
You're talking about Jamara.
yeah, like,
Oh.
what better deal would that be?
We need to do a whole episode on that bloke. But I'm going to keep moving on this so we can all get a fair share to talk tonight. But that's the position every club's in, right? Going, what players are looking at free agency who we can, right? Sydney have got problems outside of Warner being there on, right? So for them, it's a different side of the same coin. Well, when doesn't matter if Chad's playing, we've got other problems we've got to fix. Warner goes. West Coast are coming offer Chad Warner 8 mil over 7 years. Right? They've got all the money in the world because they've got no expensive players outside of Harley Reid who hasn't had an expensive contract. Like, who's on their list that's cost fucking a bomb? It used to be Gov, and then he took pay cuts.
He's in the.
And he makes
He's on one-year deal as
and
well.
he
isn't
makes most of his money from his sponsorship stuff more than and Oscar Allen. They're not his contract.
Jake Waterman will be all right.
He's
looking
only
all right.
800 though. Like I'd say 800.
I reckon it'd be like if he's on that at the moment, to be honest.
No,
No, he just
they did
re-signed not that long
renegotiate,
ago.
Yeah,
Did they? Oh.
yeah, because he signed a real bargain deal.
Yeah.
And then came out and nearly won a Coleman. Like, all right,
I'm worth more.
my
than
body's
this.
right.
Yeah.
I'm worth more now.
And
And,
Vogel-Hagen's word, this plays many games.
and they agreed and gave him people
Something new.
People criticise him for it. I said, "Fucking,
No,
you're
good on you.
carrying the team right now. Good
Know
on
your
you."
worth,
Yeah,
right?
I think that's fair. But that's it. You know, there's no one else really. I think Tim Kelly's on fuck all now as well. His big, long, expensive contract's over, so they've got money. And if
They
you've
sure
got
do.
you got a massive salary cap, if you can pick up Bont and the Chad without making just on expenses, Sydney and Western Bulldogs both walk away with high compo picks.
And if you can lock down Harley for a long period of time too.
I don't think he'd be leaving if they made that.
No.
At the end of the
I
day,
can't
he's still
imagine
got a
they
whole
would.
other year, so they can make moves this off season. But what it does for the other teams right now, and this is what every club's going to be doing, is going, who can we offer out at free agency to get high compo, right? Who can we do to help us get high end talent now before Tassie come in, or if you're a team who's got their windows just starting to open, Adelaide for example, who can we trade for those high picks off of when they receive them? That's what they'll be watching now, going, what?
Just to back up what you were saying, in 2022, so a little while ago, West Coast was spending 6 of their $13 million cap on Jeremy McGovern, Andrew Gaff, Tim Kelly, Jack Darling, Elliot Yeo, Luke Shuey, and Nick Natnui.
Yeah.
7 players spending
half
of their salary cap.
And now I'd say it's
Well,
half those players.
all of those are gone. Elliot Yeo and Tim Kelly are the only ones left.
Gov.
Oh yeah, but he's on a new one-year deal, so
yeah. And he makes more money from. He made $1 million last year. He was still on the $1 million player list, but a lot of that wasn't from West Coast salary. That was from
other shit.
all the other shit he gets. So.
It's not a company that makes things out of cotton. Chris Scott.
You're outrageous.
But yeah, he does all right outside of his salary. He's not playing for money anymore. He's got a very successful business. He's playing because he loves playing. And he wants to see the club get going again before he moves on. You know, so I had this chat with my friend after having this discussion about what the free agency was doing, right? And if you were West Coast right now, if you were going to be doing that? What's the last you'd be doing in this scenario? This is why they should have hired me as a list manager, real quick.
Go on.
You put your hand out, like North did after their horror run.
Yeah, they're going to get fuck all, though.
Yeah, why would they get fuck all? They're worse than North Melbourne.
Everything I've read recently is like they won a flag 7 years ago. The AFL won't give them nothing.
Who's saying that?
I don't know, shit that I've read.
Fucking
Probably in the
journalists from the West
West Australia.
Australia.
Yeah.
What the fuck do those cunts know?
Mm.
Pardon my French.
Fact check like the rest of us
I
do.
do mean it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fact check us. No, they'll put their hand out, and even if it's one first rounder as a compensation, one. What do you do with that?
Trade it.
Trade it, yeah.
Who do you trade it for?
Bond.
Or Chad Warner.
Well, you don't. Bond's unrestricted.
Ah, well, Warner then.
Bond will go to whoever's paying the money.
Or wherever he wants. at the end
Warner,
of the
why
day.
would you trade? He's unrestricted. You make an offer that Sydney can't match. Sydney will want the compo pick for it. Sydney won't want.
Or if Chad Warner throws cardboard at someone, they'll get rid of him because he can't play at the SCG for 2 years.
Yeah,
Sydney
So-
don't play at the SCG like ever.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know what you're getting at.
You try a trade for Sam Taylor to come back to WA.
Who?
Sam Taylor,
Which one's that one?
best defender.
Defender at the Giants.
Oh, yeah, he played well on the weekend.
He plays
Yeah,
well
yeah.
every week. He's the
Yeah,
best defender in the comp.
yeah, no, yeah, he's yeah. Is he WA? Is he?
Yeah.
Geez, how'd we let him go?
Because when he was drafted, this team was good.
Yeah, but-
People say that a lot. Oh, how'd you not pick up that WA talent? Well, if it's gone before you,
Yeah,
fucking
when
get
you're
there,
getting fucking pick
and-
18
and
or whatever.
and you're dominating all the time.
Well,
like-
Freo were pretty bad at that period. They don't.
yeah,
think
but
so?
Freo always pick the worst option. They're like St Kilda,
Yeah.
like picking Jack Billings over Marcus Bontempelli, which has been making the rounds again this week. Very funny.
Less
Everyone
management,
reminding
eh?
Cooper Gretsch that because he hates the Bont, and that's why. Anyway, so
Hey,
that
listen,
I think
mate,
I think the restricted and unrestricted free agents that are coming this year, I think the perspective is going to be different from clubs on retaining these players
Mm.
than what it was previously, because they're going, oh, hang on, we can get picks before, because they know what sort of compromises coming now after the last. When those last two expansions came out, the clubs didn't really know how much compromise was actually going to be. And the fact they did one each year, one after the next,
Yeah.
did a lot of damage, like a lot of damage. And I think that primary focus is who can move on and we can get good compos for it. After that Mackay thing, they'll be like, we can get pick 3 for this? No worries. See you later, mate. Thanks for your service.
Yeah. Dreadful decision.
And how good would Sydney be getting pick 3, for example?
That's pretty good for him.
Great for them. Not only have they had the fair
They've
share of
finished in the top 4 the last
being
3 years
being-
or something. So
being
they ain't
given
getting
every
them.
concession under the sun, but you get a free fucking top 3 pick. No
Mm.
worries. The Dogs in the same boat, getting pick 3 or pick 4.
It's a long old list of free agents this year.
That's
too.
what I mean. It's gonna change. The whole dynamic is gonna be insane this off season.
Yeah.
And like
It's
club
arguably more exciting than the footy at the moment.
Yeah,
Like what's going to
club
happen with
like
the team?
Collingwood probably won't have the money for the Bont,
No.
but he can go.
But
He
they've
can,
got a long list of their own free agents that they could.
Yeah, but they're
pick
not.
shit up
Are
for.
those free agents gonna rake in the sort of offers that Bont's gonna rake in?
No.
No.
Your man Braden Maynard.
I'm pretty sure he's already said that he's re-signing. They're sorting out the contractual side of it, but he's definitely re-signing. So
Brody Myercheck, Will Hoskin-Elliott, Jamie Elliott.
these guys are all
They're coming towards
Getting
the tail.
old.
$400,000, $500,000
I
players.
mean, they're coming to the tail end. They're all in their late 20s
Mm.
now. Oh.
Well, the whole of the fucking Collingwood
Well,
list.
some of
is
them are in
the
their
tail end.
30s. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
All of them. Scott Pendlebury, Steel Sidebottom are on the list, but obviously they'll just
There's
keep
none
going
of-
round and round in loop with Collingwood
Yeah.
until they're done.
None of those guys are going to be giving Collingwood that advantage to get good compensation picks.
No.
But they've got a lot of players that cost them a bomb on their team.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Well, Pendlebury's just topping up the super at this.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Oh no, but mate,
Fucking-
we're gonna die till we'll die before we retire.
I'm looking forward to seeing him break the games record, which we didn't think we'd see broken again.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Oh.
then he's just like, well, I'm just going to do it.
As long as he's actually contributing to the team, if he's just limping
He is.
towards
Well,
to
he
get,
is.
Yeah, I don't think they'd play him. Like, too
There's no
much.
way
Oh,
Craig McRae would play him if he wasn't contributing.
No,
and
they're
like-
playing to win games,
and
not just to
his
fucking-
last 2 games, well, not game bin, the one before that, Scott Pendlebury was doing serious damage.
And they've still got in the back pocket to just put him on the bench
Yeah,
as a
you
sub,
just-
and he runs out for a quarter. And
You don't need
impacts and
him
then
to
goes
be
home.
winning the ball anymore because he just hurts people by passages. Like
But if they're going to be subbing him, then it has to be 400 and something games plus 1 quarter. It can't be the full. You don't
No.
get a full game for if you only play
Yeah,
a
you do.
quarter.
yeah, you do.
That's not right.
You win premiership medals if you just play one quarter in a grand final.
He still went out in the deck.
Yeah, well, West Coast tried playing one quarter in 2015. It didn't
And you got to
go too
remember
well.
that the sub rule used to be a thing, and then they took it out for 90 rotations, and then brought it back in again. I'm sure a lot of Brent Harvey's games were sub games when he.
Oh, he was still in decent touch when he was.
Of course, I mean at the start of his career, not the end. Idiot, he could have played another 5 years.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well,
he could fucking run out now.
Yeah, well, look how short he was when he started. Like, what do you expect him to do?
Yeah, there's some good names on the old free agent list. It's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I love silly season as it is. And, like, I'm not writing this off. Because this is what happened with Sam Mitchell. Someone mentioned it. Everyone was like, that's not going to happen. Next thing you know, oh, shit.
There he is, yeah.
Sam Mitchell's gone for a fucking bag of chips and a half can of Pepsi.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, and there's so many improvements you can make to your side based on the one thing this club has that no one else does.
Money.
Fuck tons of money.
Mm-hmm. And incredible resources.
I'm not saying like their salary cap money. I mean they've just got a fuck ton of money that they can do whatever they want with.
Yeah.
They'll pay for their houses. All right, we can't pay you.
Can't pay you too much in your salary, but
Yeah,
we've got
but
this awesome property
here's
portfolio.
Your $3 million property
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about. Here's a Hungry Jack.
Yeah, yeah.
There's nowhere that says they can't receive Hungry Jacks.
Just declare that on a fucking
Yeah.
gifts and hospitality
That's
register.
right.
Job done.
Here's my third Hungry Jack. How do you reckon Adam Simpson got his Hungry Jacks, mate? He didn't pay for those.
I don't know.
Our buddies right here, mate. They know how to look after their club.
Do they? The real question is, do they know how to look after local podcasts?
Yeah. I'll eat a fucking Whopper every episode. I do not give a fuck.
I bet you will.
I'll eat 2 Whoppers. Come at us hungries.
And I'll ditch this.
Yeah. We hate your competition. There's no Maccas on that footy, is there?
Nah, bro.
Yeah,
this
alright,
is
we're
an
good.
old sharing.
We're good. Real sharing.
Before they sold out, yeah.
Real one.
Good one.
Sweet. Oh, that's. I felt like that was worth discussing.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. It's a little bit of an education still. I'm still trying to fully wrap my head around all of that, how all of that
It's so
trading and back
convoluted,
and forth
but
and
you got to
everything
remember
works.
that long, expensive contracts equal higher combo.
Yeah.
Though you'd offer Chad Warner a 7-8 contract. Sydney go, thanks for pick 2.
Yeah.
So clubs can kind of make it worth each other. Yeah, they can make it a
They're
little
looking
bit
after
more
each
worth,
other. Yeah.
So we'll pay him 20 million over years. All right, 7 picks.
Yeah.
No, it's just 1 pick.
1 pick. Whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
But then they can trade them picks and do whatever they want with them too. Split them
with the
into
1
other
pick.
things.
Yeah, they
and-
could split it. It opens a lot of avenue for
That's where the 3-way,
high-end-
4-way conversations
high-end
come in. You love it.
teams to
Put your keys in the bowl and
Yeah. You might end up with a
Shuffle
midfielder.
What's
Yeah.
that Mitchell?
it's a real good thing for high end teams to be able to.
Are you right
yeah,
there?
low end teams to develop the players and they can leave for the high end teams.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's a vicious circle.
It sure is. No, it's definitely going to be interesting. It's exciting. But we've got 16 rounds of footy and finals to go before we get any of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they've just ruled out the night game for the grand final,
Have they?
just in case.
Just in case Butler can play.
Just in case Richmond get in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Otherwise, it's gonna.
Holy shit. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That's fucked. That is fucked. I know you've got a little bit to say about it, but I'll start you off. I think that's bullshit what he's got away with there. What is it?
What, from the AFL or from the courts?
Both.
Bit of both.
The fact that he's allowed to play football and the fact that, what did he get? It was community service, 3-month curfew.
Yeah. So it's like COVID essentially.
Yeah. And well, no, even COVID was for a fucking year and a half or whatever that you were stuck inside with a curfew. So
Yeah.
that's mad to me. And the curfew is 10 p.m. So we'll still be able to play majority of games if he wants to.
Well, it's not even about. I mean, like, I look at it different ways. Like, you can't really stop people from going to work because that's probably the one thing I actually find fault with it.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I love it. You miss out on dream time. Sucked in. You miss out on marquee games.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, no, but I mean, just like the whole thing, like, it's weird to think that that'll stop, usually they let you go to either work or they'll let you go to medical. Like there's certain things they'll allow you to go to. It's like
No one's saying he can't go to work. He just has to be home in time. He's allowed to go to his job every day.
Yeah.
He doesn't get concessions on what his job is because he fucking plays footy. Like,
No, but if you're a night shift worker and they go, you're going to be home by
if
6,
you
it's
if
not
you
gonna
were a
be the
night
same.
shift worker, they would change your curfew so you opposite of what your shift is.
Hmm.
If that was your consistent job, they're not going to give someone a freedom to go and do what his job still involves going to the club during the day.
Yeah.
Like it, and why should he be allowed to get concessions to go play? The very least, they've found a way to punish him beyond
Nothing.
what the minimum court sentence says he can do, and go,
Yeah.
you know what? We can't give you any more here because
I think he got off pretty lightly for the whole thing, to be honest.
100%.
Yeah,
But
well,
at the end of the day, you got to remember that in these instances, if that's his first criminal infringement, then you don't just get the fucking
Don't get the book
maximum
thrown
penalty
at you,
slapped
yeah.
on.
True.
And
They still got off
and
fucking lightly.
They still have matrices they have to work providing punishment. If it wasn't the first time he'd done it, then they'd probably go, well, you're a footballer, you're a role model, and you've done it before. Enjoy 10 years, dickhead. And it would be the other way around because he's done it. But if they've got to give a leniency because it's his first criminal offence, what do? Well, the only way we can do that is by taking away something good, and that is marquee games. Can't travel for footy. Nothing stopping him from going to work. It's just stopping him doing the weekend thing.
Well, playing footy is work, though, isn't it? No.
It's not his place of employment, though. Place of employment is the club. He can go there within office hours.
Well, I get your side, but it's weird to say that you cannot go to work.
It's not. He can go to work. He just can't go do those games.
He gets paid to
He
play.
can go play a half and then go home in time to.
Well, he can be the sub for the first half, I guess. Yeah.
100% he could. No one's stopping him from doing that. But the logistics of getting out
If
of
they
there,
actually do that, that would be wild.
you know what's
Have him run out for the
Nah,
first half and then they
what,
fucking
you know
shuttle
what's
him home.
fucking more wild than that is Richmond members going down to the club and saying, here, we want to give him our apartment that's right here at Punt Road.
No way.
Well, yes way.
That's crazy.
Multiple Richmond members who have apartments on Punt Road all went to the clubhouse offering him that as his house.
No.
So he could play a game and then walk across the road to go home.
That's ridiculous.
That's fucking... Do you not know what he did, like?
Yeah.
Well, if Old King hit someone for a nice apartment.
Yeah. They would not be cheap apartments on Punt Road either.
No. No, God.
No.
Port Adelaide. Tenement housing. But yeah, the rest of it. Yeah, the rest of the landscape probably not.
Windows optional. We've already covered that.
Do you reckon it was the AFL or the courts that were worse off in their punishment, do you reckon?
What do you mean? Like
do you
get
reckon
offered him a
yeah.
worse punishment?
Or who do you think let him off lighter? The AFL or the...
Oh, the AFL. Like,
AFL
well,
did.
for
AFL
sure.
should have just... That should have been a 12-month ban.
He shouldn't be playing last week. There shouldn't even be conversation about him being involved.
So I don't understand what the rush to get him back on was.
It's not the same as like a...
Well, they won, didn't they?
It's not the same as... Like, you got to imagine when you hit someone wrong in the game, playing the game, and you get 6 weeks for it.
Yeah.
He got 4 weeks for literally assaulting a man twice. One of them a king hit, drunk at a fucking pizza parlour. That is like game and disrepute.
Yeah.
Common assault. But add all those things together, that's more than, I whacked someone too hard in the back of the head during the game and got fucking 4
Got a few
week
weeks
ban
for it. Yeah. I
And-
mean, you spoke in the car about some of the other examples of.
Well, let's flip it around for you. So Noah Bolter can assault a fan, and he can get 4 AFL games and a little bit of curfew.
No. Just stick to the AFL punishment, not the police
Okay,
punishment.
sorry. So you get 4 AFL games and 2 preseason games if you assault a general member of the public, right?
Multiple times.
Multiple times, thank you.
With your fists
With your fists.
closed. Aggressively,
Yes.
under the influence.
Because someone was his brother was having an argument about pizza, and it was probably whether pineapple should be put on said pizza. And
Like-
if the person agreed,
You
one
don't
hit,
need to
not
fact
4.
check
Yep.
that, we know it's true.
Yeah, the West Australian
No.
told us. But let me finish this next part, otherwise I'm going to keep going. But If I throw a cardboard at you,
Don't you fucking
no, sorry.
dare.
If a fan throws cardboard at you, that's a 2-year suspension from
Isn't
the
that-
Sydney SCG.
That is fucking crazy.
So let's use the word hypocrisy and continuity. Mainly because I have a cert for and I like showing off my internet. Now and then.
Something the West doesn't have.
Those little 2-syllable words, idiots. No, but seriously, where's the logic? So the AFL
I
players
just laugh because they call meth ice still.
So old.
So AFL players can
Ice is
assault
the
the
street name.
AFL players can assault the public, but if the public assaults an AFL player, and I use the word assault very, very lightly. If Michael Christensen was grading that, he would have said low impact, reckless, or careless, and that would have been a fine, not a 2-year suspension.
Fine, yeah.
Actually, no, sorry, he probably would have given it 7 weeks. It's all about continuity, but like, where is the logic in that?
There isn't any.
No, man, there isn't.
No, that kids, don't try this at home. We're adults, and this is a simulated environment.
Throw this at me.
Now, this is cardboard. This is real cardboard.
Hey, just quick shout out to the West Australian brand right there, mate. That was good.
Is it? Oh yeah, Aussie owned and made in WA.
Yeah. Just
It's double shot too, so it's probably gonna be a bit heavy. All right, so I'm gonna throw this at Finn. Watch the cameras. Whoops.
That's
covered
why
me
I
in
said
shit.
not the milk carton.
Yeah.
That is literally
Come
why.
wipe me off.
He said wipe.
Now let's go through the pain scale. So physically and mentally, what was that? A 1 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 being the worst?
Well, my pride's certainly injured.
Yeah.
Covered
Okay.
in milk,
Yeah, that's gonna smell
and not
lovely.
the kind I like.
It's gonna smell lovely.
Well,
It's
go.
from this morning, so it's not. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But did that hurt?
yeah, that cane.
Okay.
It got me right in the nipple, actually.
Oh no, that was sexual assault.
Oh dear.
Just add it to the list. But like, you can't.
Well, I'll call the SCG and let them know.
No, I'm not going to have it.
You'll never watch a game again,
This
son.
this is not the AFL because this is obviously the SCG and it's New South Wales, whatever, that's encouraged that ban. But so, what? Let's
You
talk.
okay?
Yeah, I stink like fucking old milk.
Want to cuddle?
No, I want him to come clean me off.
Now let's talk about like. So you've got. So what, let's compare the pair, right? So Noah Bolt is what, in his mid-20s?
Same age, same contribution.
Yeah. Now you're going to both argue that.
Trying
Yeah.
for all the sponos tonight,
Yeah.
begging for him.
Now you can argue both of them have the brain. Yeah.
You did the hand thing.
So both. Don't do that. I think we're doing gang signs.
It's another 7 weeks. Fuck.
Yeah. That's Jake King, another Richmond player.
Too funny.
But you could argue both of them had the brain of a 16-year-old, right? So one of them 16 sober, one of them in their mid-20s incredibly pissed.
Hey, let me just say, he shit himself as quickly as Cooper Gretsch does when one of the AFLW draftees' dads calls him to ask why he's hanging around their bathroom. That kid, shit. He,
Stalks AFLW players.
yeah.
Oh, right. In the bathroom.
AFLW potential draftees,
Yeah, young
Ah.
like youngies.
Yeah.
I just use the bathroom as a generic setting. It's likely
Oh, I
used
thought,
in-
yeah, okay.
It's probably is the change rooms at a local footy club, sure.
That is the best. No, I'm going to say that. Yep. Okay, yep.
Yep.
I'm just kidding, Big Horse. You're right. We're getting
Making the edit even harder.
It was funny, and then it wasn't.
But so
Aiming for an AFL Info Live sponsorship as well.
I'm aiming for a block.
Yeah. Again.
Clip that. We'll tag him in it.
Yeah.
See what
I don't think
He
that-
loves a
yeah,
tag. He loves a tag.
I don't think the trash I talk about Freo and Alcock's going to give me a housing anytime soon.
No.
But no, you look at the difference between the players, right? So where's the continuity? So they gave a 16-year-old the same punishment that the Essendon players got banned for 2
that Willie
years
Rioli got for
tampering.
tampering a drug test.
He got double the suspension that Ben Cousins got whenever he brought the game into disrepute and didn't test positive once.
Mm.
You've got a player who's bringing the game into disrepute who's on 750 grand a year and putting things all over Instagram. And you're going to punish the 16-year-old kid. And we don't even know if it was on purpose.
Mm.
That
It was
he
on
threw it. You don't know that. Look at the video is not
The West
conclusive.
said it wasn't, so it fucking was. all right?
Yeah, I mean,
On replay, it came back inconclusive.
It comes back so conclusive. He throws it at him.
he shakes it a couple
And
of times
I
and then.
don't think it was it wasn't directed at Alir. It was just frustration.
A
that his
throw-in
team's getting
frustration,
fucking
yeah.
belted. Right?
Yeah, and the way that Sydney was
And I think
scoring,
it
I don't
should-
blame him. Yeah.
It should have been left where it was because Alir fucking gave him a talking to then
Yeah.
and there, and that's all that should have happened because he shit himself when Alir come back.
Sat
he
back in that
pointed at
chair,
him
fucking.
and he said,
freaky
"Listen here,
quickly.
you little fucker. Don't be throwing shit at us."
Yeah.
But the
Don't be
investigation,
doing it.
the investigation was over within 12 hours. So you're telling me the SCG spoke to the police and the kid and all the parties involved before they came to the conclusion of suspension.
I'm
for 2
pretty
years?
sure the kid's mother contacted all the parties immediately. So he's just a kid. He didn't do anything wrong.
Mm,
Yeah, but what that is a severe punishment for something that's not a massive
it
deal.
is. Yeah.
100% it is.
Yeah.
Like, why not at least let the club? Like I said, if he could volunteer there, he could do. Like, they could actually
Look,
wrap his
there's-
arms around him
yeah.
instead of
But
push
look,
him away.
there's nothing wrong with the punishment if they provided every other punishment accordingly as well, which they don't.
They don't, but it's still excessive.
It's like did the person who threw the banana at Eddie Betts get 2 years?
What did they get?
Lifetime ban from any AFL game countrywide.
Well, that's a racial thing. That's more than fair
100%,
enough, yeah.
right? But if this was considered a racial thing, which the West Australian jumped straight in it being a racial thing because they're great journalists.
Yeah.
When it wasn't, that would have been the same sort of like the punishment is it scales correctly
Mm.
based on punters getting banned. It doesn't scale correctly on how the AFL treats their own.
What did they give the umpires who got caught betting on the Brownlow?
Nothing. They didn't even get in trouble.
Right. So
Notice
that's-
how they just disappeared? It was Gill's last. Yeah, this is forgotten about.
Yeah. But like I said, the kid's been embarrassed enough.
Of course he
and-
has. It's on fucking national television getting grilled by Lear, who is not a small man. He's an extremely intimidating human.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would shit myself if he came up fucking pointing his finger saying you fucked. I would literally poo my pants. He's a monster of a. That's all the kid needs.
But like I said, if it was an accident, like if we give him the benefit of the doubt, this has been so overblown, it's ridiculous.
It's not because they've been very, very heavily on point about interacting with the players. Don't touch them. Don't throw shit at them. They don't even like you talking to them over the fence. Remember the fucking hug? Who gave the hug? Someone ran up to the fence and gave the hug. The guy patted the Collingwood guy.
Yeah.
Gave the hug.
He
Who
got
was
a
it?
ban.
It was West Coast. What young bloke was it?
Might have been Elijah Hewitt, maybe.
Nah.
So what? Someone hugged.
He got a
Okay, no.
ban for hugging,
Yeah.
and it was like
And, like the player was running,
well
like,
received,
chasing the
ran
ball up
into
to
him,
the boundary line
he
and
give
just
him
ended up in his arms.
and he
sort of
gave him a
thing.
hug, pat him on the back, saying, "Look, good on you, young fella."
Who the fuck was it?
It was
I'll
well
have to Google
received.
that
They
now.
had a discussion. It was a thank you, appreciate you.
Yeah.
Still got fucking banned.
How long?
Like ages, 12 months or something. For an embrace that was accepted by the player.
Yeah.
Because he leant over the fence and touched him.
Harvey Johnston
Harvey
was
Johnston,
the
that's
player.
who it was.
Collingwood fan who grabbed West Coast youngster Harvey Johnston during Sunday's
Hmm.
match at Marvel Stadium has apologised for the incident. Left a broken man.
Because he lost.
What, the player or the hugger?
He's
Yeah.
one of Collingwood's like super duper supporters.
Got banned for the remainder of the season
And that was
and a
that
further
was an
6 months suspended.
That was an early game. Start
Yeah.
of the year, yeah.
Yeah.
And that wasn't for anything aggressive. And then like even Harvey Johnson said afterwards, like it was awesome. He said like he's had some really nice words to say to me.
Yeah. 'Cause he was having a good game. It was
Yeah,
like
he was, yeah.
It
It
was
was
his
like-
first game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Maybe?
yeah. And he's like he said he had some really nice encouraging words for me, like the opposition supporter. And you hear the guy talk after the game.
But why can't we have a common sense rule? I get the blanket effect. We don't want to. But like, if there's those small instances like that, they can't all be treated
Doesn't
the same
matter.
thing.
I think it's just bang. Don't fuck with the players.
So Aaliyah got obviously interviewed at the airport. He said he just threw something at me, so I told him that sort of behaviour isn't allowed. As a fan, you love going to the game, watching the game, but I think throwing stuff at players is a little bit over the line.
Yeah. And you can
If he
see
told
that's
me
what
I'm
he
a
was
shit
saying.
player, that's fine. That's all part of football. But when you start throwing stuff, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And then they asked him about what he thought about the 2-year ban, and he refused to comment about it.
Because he probably thinks
It's fucking excess.
Yeah.
Apparently they didn't just eject him from the venue straight away. They moved him away from the boundary line.
got
Found him
locked
a
up.
different seat. Oh, I just read
The
then
kid got
was that
locked
they
up?
moved
Yeah,
him.
he was sitting in a police cell.
No way.
Yeah.
I just read there they moved him away from the boundary line.
Yeah, well, they would have moved him away. He got locked up that night.
That's
What did the
fucking
guys from the MCG get who brought the guns? Did that even come out yet?
Great question. I don't remember hearing fucking peep about it other than.
'Cause I can do a gun
articles of
test.
there were guns.
I can shoot you, and we'll see.
Look,
which
I
one hurts
wasn't
more.
surprised. I wasn't surprised during the
Pull one out and pop. Don't get the nipple.
the St Kilda Giants final last year when I was at the G. That was last year, wasn't it? St Kilda Giants, or the year before that?
Doing what?
It was the year before that. I didn't go to fucking Victoria last year.
I did.
No, yeah, I didn't go to Victoria last year. It was the did I go last? I did go last year. I started my year in Victoria, just about.
Did you?
I came home from Victoria, and that's when my year fell apart. But anyway,
Yeah.
the year I was there only 5 months earlier for the finals weekend. I went to go see some music, watch some finals, and I walked into the MCG for St Kilda GWS. Strolled in,
Not even.
just strolled in.
Gangster. Yeah.
There's
Balls
that many,
dragging.
there's that many fucking people going in. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Especially if,
Oh, even when you go to Optus, right? When you first get there, you might
Yeah,
get
get
fucking
fucking-
wanded in.
yeah, but not
But then
everyone
as soon
does.
as there's a quarter time break, where are those fuckers with the wand?
Gone,
They're
yeah.
fucking nowhere.
Yeah, well, you get a look. So they wave it around. It's like, is that a Coke bottle? It's like, nah, not mate.
Ah.
Big
it's just
horses
my
here.
massive cock.
Yeah.
It's my huge butt.
I always bring it to games for good luck.
Yeah. Just in case.
Now
I'm
push
first,
this
yeah.
button.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Helps me stay clenched in moments of pressure.
Yeah.
So to make the game safer, because we're all about safety, should cardboard be banned from the stadiums now? In
Yeah.
the order
We
of
should go back to
safety-
plastic cups and straws.
Yeah.
We should go back to glass bottles and cans.
Just fucking did you never?
Yeah, boy.
Hell yeah.
I just give us cans back.
Yeah.
Give us cans back. That's all we want.
That is all we want.
It is. But like I said, my big thing was like it's excessive and consistency to everything.
Well, the
Yeah,
hypocrisy,
and I do
yeah.
agree with you. I
Yeah.
understand the ban because that's what they're doing for those sort of interactions with players.
Yeah.
But I also think that has to go both ways as well.
I agree.
Bailey
Yeah.
Sniff can't be there doing that to people.
You see, you got another
Yeah.
fine this week for another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
got
say
a double
if it-
fine this week for the ball to German Impy's head,
But
and
say-
then
Oh,
another
say
one.
if-
yeah, that
Yeah.
fucking thing. That should have been 1 week based on their matrix they used.
Fucking high contact, medium impact, or
or
whatever.
low impact. It was high contact, intentional.
and
Low impact is 1 week
1 week.
on their matrix.
Yeah.
Where
No.
I think there's nothing in it because it's just like fucking have your ball back. Like
Yeah.
a band's not.
And German Impy played it up a little bit. Let's
Oh,
be real.
but he was legitimately shocked. I think. That's
Yeah,
like he wasn't playing it up. Like he was like, what the fuck? Like it's
he dropped like a sack of spuds.
Yeah, but he got copped a ball to the face when you don't expect it. Like he probably, I would have gone like,
Yeah.
Mate, have you had cardboard thrown quickly? Give me the ball.
but based on their matrix, that is 1 week.
Yeah.
It is 1 week. So the fact that
Yeah.
it was just a fine, I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Everyone's got your matrix now. We know what you're meant to do. So just do it right.
Just no
But
consistency.
the thing is, we're in the matrix, and that's what the problem is.
There you go.
the matrix.
Been fucking blue pilled by
If
the AFL.
Well, if the world makes too much sense, we'll reject the programming, which is clearly what the AFL theory is.
Yeah, save it.
Conspiracy podcast.
Moving on.
Yeah,
Not
well, you can
here.
take pills and you get 3 chances. Just don't throw a cardboard at someone, for heaven's
Yeah,
sake. Yep.
We like more war or cardboard?
Or preseason
or
camps.
preseason.
Do you think they were throwing cardboard back in World War II, Sonny? Let me tell you.
Shit.
Because they were.
That's funny. Good work. Anything else?
What did you want to talk about?
Nah, we've covered pretty much everything that I've thought this week.
Well, my shoulders are getting sore. Like, did you want to? Did you watch anything? Anything that caught your eye?
Nah.
Watch any football?
Not much. No. I watched the Eagles game, obviously. Lost by 2 points. That was kind of
Yeah, and then we had to listen to Brad Scott's press.
You know,
conference.
we're
Thanks for
like
that.
a football podcast.
yeah. But you know, it was Easter and like you have to do shit with families.
I still
and,
found time to watch the football.
I don't know. I might have watched more. Let's have a look at what games happened. It's the memory thing too. Like I'm not that great sometimes. Oh, I did. I watched Brisbane Collingwood. I didn't watch North Carlton, but did watch West Coast Bombers.
Yeah, so Vossler's another week
Yeah.
after beating North
Goodwin,
Melbourne and West Coast. He's
yeah.
pretty safe after those 2 wins. Yeah?
Goodwin lives another week. Yeah. And
Longmuir.
JL, what's the go there? What's the go?
No, they won their premiership already.
Yeah. But he's as bland as their fucking game plan as well when he talks about it. It's
Bro,
like,
his presses are
we
terrible.
just weren't good enough. Like,
Man, I got
fucking
milk
said that
all
last week, bro.
I don't even think vanilla's an appropriate title. I think like almond flavored ice cream is what like that's not real milk in that.
I
game
think
plan.
smooth brain.
Smooth brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, no good. So maybe he's in the spot of bother. You might be onto something there. Your Crowies, they got to win.
If you can call it that. We didn't lose. I think would
No.
be the terminology.
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. Where are we at on Gold Coast? Because Richmond beat them.
Oh, that's just because Dimmer can't play at Marvel, mate.
Do you reckon?
There's
I
literally
told you he wouldn't be able to get past his anger to coach effectively.
no other explanation behind that.
Yep, fair.
It's just the players playing the ex-coach, young blokes having a crack.
Yeah. I did watch the Cats Hawthorn game too. That was a pretty
That
good
was
game.
a good game. You were at work.
Oh,
How did you have time?
So you
You
can't
know.
watch footy when he's not at work. or when
no,
he's
it
at
was with the
work.
kids and the wife.
That was a very good game of ball
That was
sport.
a good. I watched three
You know
quarters
who was
of
really
it
good in that game?
sneakily on my phone. Who was?
Who was like really, really, really good in that game?
Not Jack Inovan.
No.
'Cause he played in the VFL
Oh,
and
that's a
kicked 4
joke
goals.
I made, and it was awesome. I said he's the Will Brody of Hawthorn when someone posted his stats up on the internet. No, Patrick Dangerfield played an awesome game.
Yeah,
He was pretty much the difference in that.
yeah.
Same with that. Was it Monaghan or Menengan or Manhood? He
He
was pretty
kicked a
decent.
ripper goal at the like to seal it at the end there.
I think he dropped 3, I think, for the game. or
Did he?
something. So no, he was not. No, there was a lot of like the skill level was actually quite high.
Yeah, and the intensity too, which was nice to see after
Yeah, it
some
was
of the other
awesome.
games. That
I mean that Easter Monday game was good.
Yeah, they always they had the Kennett curse for a long time period, but
it went well. And aside from that, though, I don't have much really. I did want to obviously talk about Bailey Smith and his ban, but we brushed over it real. His
Actually,
fines there. We did.
I'll throw a hypothetical at you. Say if Bailey, say Bailey threw the fingers up, and then a fan threw a piece of cardboard at him.
Yeah.
You get a discount for that because
Hang on. The right answer to this is Bailey goes to war after a pre.
yeah. And yes, you can hear it fall in the woods.
yeah, but I actually think that was part of the Adelaide They threw cardboard at each other. I think.
No, they didn't. Shut up.
Do you want to just read
Well,
the?
clearly it's
Do you want to just read the Wikipedia
Yeah,
article
yeah,
again?
yeah.
Just dig that out and start
Great
from the top.
content.
Yeah. No, and the only other thing that I really wanted to talk about was James the Conqueror needs to identify himself because he has knocked me off the top of the ladder in our tipping competition. And
Well, that wouldn't be really hard at this point. Yeah.
I knocked myself
me?
off the second to the bottom.
no, you're still secured second to the bottom.
Oh,
You're
am I?
doing all right.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was number 1. And now
Well, you're
James
not
the
anymore.
Conqueror, whoever he is, has come and stolen my spot. So identify yourself, James.
Have you tried to find an Instagram tag, James the Conqueror?
No, I'm no online investigator.
Well, I know who is. You live with one.
I'll ask her. I'll ask her to find him.
Get her on.
And then
it.
we'll
She
DM
will-
him and
She will find James the Conqueror.
We'll guest him.
But just saying, if you got any more than 4 tips right the last round, you forgot to put your tip because that was bullshit.
Yeah.
yeah. If you got more than 2 tips,
Even if you did forget to put your tips in, you only got 4 right.
Yeah.
which is more than I got, so
Yeah.
I should have forgot to put my tips in.
Yeah. It's more than I got. It's more than you got.
Yeah. So if you got more than 4, then you've never watched a game in your life.
No, you just
or,
fucking winged it
You
completely.
didn't put your tips in.
We're just going to pull them out of a hat this week to try and see if we.
Hey, we
I
could.
mean,
yeah.
I've already done mine. And,
I've done mine, and there's a couple that are somewhat questionable, but
Yeah.
yeah, have you looked at them?
What?
Do you even know what games are coming up?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
I was confused when you put the tips up last week because the teams were the wrong way.
Been doing graphics long.
yeah. I'll wear that. Yep. Motherfucker.
Well, let's do our tips then, eh?
There you go, let me have a look. I'm going to see what.
Oh, fucking Chad, always behind.
No, we'll get your tips out and I'll do mine after.
Usually he's in the front.
Get your tips out, you reckon?
Yeah, tips out for the boys.
Tips out.
All right.
That was a thing, eh?
You want to go?
Sure. D's 12 point.
My app isn't loading.
Oh, you want me to go through them all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you go
Go
on.
for it.
Collingwood. Adelaide Crows. Now, just on that, why is the majority tipping Fremantle?
Who are they playing?
Adelaide Crows.
I'm
This is
gonna give
another
you the
one
old
of those.
fucking Bailey sniff and wake
This
you up
is
here.
another one
I
of
told
those.
my app's not loading.
This is another one of those. We all know who we're tipping.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Yep.
Yeah, Brisbane Lions, obviously.
Yep.
Port Adelaide.
Yep.
And just
Ooh.
for the record, I really hope this is North's comeback game and Port get fraud checked.
Would be so good.
So, Western Bulldogs. If Giants play even close to what they just did, the
Mhm.
Dogs will fucking dog walk.
Oh, you're talking about going based on form. Yeah.
Yes. What else would I be basing it off? The colour of their jumpers?
Well, who's
Or
forward?
the order they came out the hat, whichever.
Who trains harder, Jesse
Or-
Jake Stringer or Jamar Ugle-Hagen?
Very good question. Well, Jake Stringer kicked the ball once, I think, in that game.
I think you might have done,
And
yeah.
then went,
It went out on the full.
no, it was a beautiful goal.
Oh, really?
The Jake Stringer goal was beautiful.
I'm sure he had one out on the full too, so he
Well,
must have had
probably,
2
yeah,
kicks.
but his goal was sensational.
Yeah.
Gold Coast over the Swannies.
Yep.
Geelong over Carlton.
Yep.
And Hawks over West Coast.
So I've got exactly the same. I've got Melbourne by 24, Collingwood, Adelaide, Brisbane, Port, Giants.
Oh, so we don't have exactly the same.
No, all by one. Giants, Gold Coast, Geelong, Hawks.
All right.
Well, it's fair to say that I'm definitely going to get 9 this week.
Well, you're not, because I am. So
No.
you're clearly already on for 8.
All right, ladies. Let's
settle
let me
it.
get in. Let me get a bit of this. All right. So I will go Richmond. Ooh, game's at 5:30. See you, Noah. Well, you could do the first quarter and then
No, he'll be able to play that whole game.
why?
5:30 our time, which is...
Oh, 7:30.
7:30, yeah.
Oh no, he'll be in bed.
Mm.
I mean, he could play 3 quarters and drive home.
Yeah, get some pizza on the way home, and
What
then
was
we've
the
got.
margin?
I'll go 15 points. I think it'll be close. Then I'll go Collingwood, Adelaide, Brisbane. I will go North. Bulldogs. Yeah, Gold Coast. Geelong. Ooh. I will go. It's kind of captain versus future captain, really, isn't it? I'll go Hawks.
You going Hawks? Yeah. Yep.
And
So you've gone Richmond and Bulldogs that are different.
I'm going to have a bit of fun here.
who did you go Richmond or you go Melbourne?
No, Melbourne.
Cracking.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think the Tigers can string it together 2 weeks.
Me neither. That was my thoughts exactly. The only other one that I really struggled with, funnily enough, was the Giants Western Bulldogs, and I
I don't
landed
know
on
if Melbourne
Giants.
can string 2 weeks together.
More
They
likely
just
than
have
yeah, and it'd
2
be more
dominant
likely than
weeks
Richmond.
together. I'm do a little experiment here while I use a rumor rating, whatever it was, ruminating.
It's a word,
Ruminating,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm not
rum-
100%
The hell does
sure
that-
on
what
what
does that
it
mean?
means. So should we Google it? We'll become
Yeah.
a vocab podcast at the same
Yeah,
time.
I'm sure ruminating is the correct word.
Ruminating.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Whatever that tells you.
Ruminating.
Emanating sounds
To
right.
think deeply about something. Yeah.
Ruminating.
You guys
Yeah.
were ruminating.
Yeah. Of a ruminant, chew the cud. There you go.
There you go. There you
Goats
go. chew the cud.
ruminated
You're talking-
nonchalantly around
You're
them.
talking shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not bad.
Yep.
I
We
went to
sat
high school.
ruminating. We were ruminating on the nature of existence, bro.
Yeah, I went to high school. So while you guys are ruminating, I'm going to put together a Roughies only multi.
Oh yeah.
And this is just.
Have you been? You haven't been putting any on really
No,
this
no,
year,
no. I
have you?
haven't done it, but I just want to do this just for a quick laugh before we wrap it up. Right?
Mhm.
Now, most of the odds in these games are relatively close, bar obviously the Eagles, which is so far apart. It's not.
Yeah, it's like they're paying like $15 or something. Like that.
It's
Really?
$12.50. Yeah, it is. Right. So, what do you reckon the odds of a multi for all the roughies this week be?
$21.
21 to 1.
Yeah.
No. It's a combination.
What do you mean
it's
by
a
that?
product. It's not a.
Augmented culmination.
It's a product. It's not an addition. It's a product.
Oh, so about 7.
Product means the multiplier.
What? This is not a math podcast.
No.
So, you tell me then.
There's 9 teams of roughies.
Yeah.
Alright, and you put them all together, and it's
Yeah.
a product. So just pick a number that you would expect to see on a roughie. When I did all the favourites just then, it was 30-1.
Oh, okay. 94.
94.
75?
100,479.91 to 1.
Lock
Wow.
it in for a tenner, mate.
So if I power play that to 123,762, a tenner is paying
1.2 mil.
1.237 million.
Bro.
Quick bet.
Yep. Lock that shit.
You're saying
in.
there's a chance.
Potential
yeah.
winnings can't exceed sports bet's maximum payout of $1 million. This limit applies to subsequent bets.
No one
So
pay out
far-
any more than $1 million.
That's bullshit. If they're going to calculate the odds that way and then not pay it out, that
They'll happily
sucks.
let people take on more than $1 million, though, wouldn't
Oh, I bet they would. But they would just trail their ad with gamble
they?
responsibly.
No, we have to announce a new sponsor as well for the SCG and the Sydney Swans. Vizzy has just jumped on board for a sponsor of Sydney Swans, so good for them.
Who the fuck is Vizzy?
They sponsor Carlton. They make cardboard boxes. So good support there. Heard it here first, not the West Australian. It'll be in print tomorrow.
What stands is
Inaccurately in
you
print.
legitimately cannot put a multi on of $10 for all the roughies this round because they will not pay out.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, they'll happily break people's homes, but God forbid they should lose some of their bonuses.
Yeah.
That is mental. I'm going to see what the max it's going to let me put on is. And I'm doing it.
Got $6,
So they're saying
right?
if you drop $1 million, that's technically gambling responsible.
Hey, if I put $10 down and won $1 million, that is definitely very responsible gambling.
No, but if you
Yeah.
put down $1 million and then you lose $1 million, is that responsible?
Yeah, I'd have $1 million to put down.
So it'd be very irresponsible, wouldn't it?
Extremely
Well, yes. Yes, it would.
But turning $10 to $1 million is extremely responsible. That's just good investing, really.
That's
when you think.
exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah, you should be commended for that.
That's why they won't pay it out. They don't want to
Yeah, it
shake your
won't.
hand.
Mm.
It will only let me put $9.95 on for a total payout of $999,775.12.
Hey, you'll take it though. Lock that shit in. Anything else?
No, I think of it on my passive aggression out towards the AFL
feel
and
Definitely got some out. Yeah.
their continuity of life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the next incident.
Yeah. Fair. Fair.
The next incident.
There'll be one this week.
Yeah.
All right.
Testicle maybe.
Now I got
Yeah.
one more to do here.
What?
I'm going to do the same thing, but obviously not include West Coast in it because, frankly, they.
You never say never.
Don't fuck with my reverse psychology to beat Hawthorn, all right?
Mate,
That's-
Sam Mitchell's
that's
already he's in your club.
909
He's in your head.
That's $999,000 that I'm trying to win here, all right?
He's
Yeah,
in your
yeah,
cafe.
yeah.
He's talking to players. He's in the DMs.
He's all about the DMs.
Bro,
It's
Jeremy's probably
still,
helping him out.
even
Yeah, oh,
taking
Jeremy.
West Coast off is still 8,359.92 to 1.
To be honest, I'd take that from a tenner. 80 grand. Thank you very much.
Oh, a power play, that's 100 Gs, right?
Fucking do that, buddy. Do
Power-
that.
Power bottom.
Well,
This is all the gambling I'm doing this season, by the way.
Yeah, I haven't done any. I mean, I'm not really a gambler anyway,
No,
but
so we'll
give
do
you
one,
tips and buy a
do one,
scratchy now and then.
do one silly one, and then
Smart. Do you do any betting or anything like that?
No, the only time I ever bet is at the Brownlow or Grand Final. I'll put a couple
oh
of
yeah,
cheeky
I've
bets.
I've
Oh.
won big money on the Brownlow, so that's
Saw the umpires.
pretty easy. Just Patrick Cripps.
Yeah,
If
fair.
you haven't put it on yet this year, then you're an idiot. Because, well, frankly. But hey, you know what's really good about this? Is they're both the same bet except the last game. So the really, really high paying $1 million one, the cash out's probably going to be more than what.
That's then what
The
that
other
want to
one.
pay out anyway. Yeah. Hey, smart.
I might. Well, before we wrap up, we've got a very special episode coming out the next couple of weeks with National Inflammatory Bowel Disease Day. So we'll release that in between episodes. But yeah, if you want something a little bit different and a little bit of awareness before we hit it on the 15th, then have a tune in. We get deep and real, and it's probably the most serious and vulnerable that you'll see us.
You. Yeah.
It's a hard hitting episode, not as hard hitting as Cardboard, but it's not far off either.
I can do it.
Not as hard hitting as a preseason camp.
Plenty of trauma like the preseason.
No, for real though.
Chad fought in his own war.
Yeah.
That was my Vietnam bit.
Dug out your history books. Love that.
I lost my ass. People lost their lives. It's the same thing.
At least you didn't have to catch a train there.
No.
Did they put you in a shower though? Trying to compare it to a concentration.
I got a sponge bath.
I was with you.
I got a sponge bath after a week. Yeah.
He definitely wasn't.
No. He was lost.
Lost.
His brain was in the preseason camp. Just trying to remember that list from Wikipedia.
Do you manage staff, Chad?
I don't know if I want to answer any based
I
questions.
just want to know if you've offered to take him on a pre-year camp.
Well, I always thought when you got high enough up, the weirder it got, the higher your position got. But it's not. It's sadly it's not true. There's no weird goat mask. There's no sacrifice
Yet.
It's just a lot of positivity, and that makes me really
you're still just at pleb level. That's it. You're just like the king of the plebs.
I'm hoping one day, because it's like, look, I won't snitch. I'll do everything. You don't even have to indoctrinate me. I'll just do it. Like, that's fine.
I'll just do it.
Try everything once.
I've been waiting years. I've been waiting years for this invite.
Yeah. Let's get weird, Yeah.
Excellent. No, you're right. Special episode incoming. Chad is very vulnerable. Shares a deep story, and this is going to sound a little bit weird, but it was really quite enjoyable to sit and spend that time with you and have that discussion with you. So look out for it. I appreciate it.
I'll say it was good because it didn't feel like it went.
No, it went. It's a long one, so buckle up. Or play it on double speed.
Yeah.
Listen to Chad tell his story like a chipmunk.
Yeah, hang on, it's more entertaining than the GWS Adelaide game last week.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And free TV.
And it goes to the same amount of time.
Brilliant.
Sweet. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been Afraid of the Mark, and we will see ya, speak to ya, and send reels to ya, but not good tip graphics next week.
Is it Afraid of the Mark?
I redeemed myself.
Afraid of the Mark, not Cardboard.